Hello friends, today we are going to study about the hydrosphere. You know hydrosphere, this is one of the sphere of the earth. The earth is divided into four spheres or domains. These are the lithosphere, the hydrosphere, the atmosphere and the biosphere. So in today's class, we are going to study about the hydrosphere. The hydrosphere, this is the sphere which is made up of water. Hydrosphere, it includes all the water found on, above and below the Earth's surface. The hydrosphere includes water vapor in the atmosphere, groundwater, water frozen in glaciers, ocean, lakes, swamps, running water in rivers, creeks, and streams on land. We know that most of the Earth's surface is occupied by water. Approximately 70 to 71% of the Earth's surface has water, and 29 to 30% of the Earth's surface is land. So this much amount of water is there on Earth. So you may think, why do we face the problem of water scarcity? This is because from the available water, 97% of the water is present in oceans. And this oceanic water is the salty water, which is not good for drinking. And the rest of the 3%, it is the fresh water, which is the potable water. That means, which is good for drinking. Out of this 3% fresh water, 2% of the water is present in the form of ice sheets and glaciers. And remaining 1% is present in river, lakes, dams, and as groundwater. Let us see the types of water. There are two types of water: salt water and fresh water. Salt water, this is the water which has large amount of dissolved salts, and this is the water present in oceans and seas. Fresh water, this is the water which has little amount of dissolved salts. Now let us see the water cycle. This water cycle is also known as hydrological cycle. Water on earth, it circulates continuously through the different spheres of the earth. Some of the states are given here which makes the water cycle: evaporation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, and percolation. Now water on the earth's surface, it enters the atmosphere by two processes: evaporation and transpiration. Due to the heat of sun, the water in the water bodies get evaporated and enter the atmosphere. Similarly, by the transpiration process, the water, it is lost from the plant and it enters the atmosphere. Now as this water vapor, it rises up, this water vapor, because of less temperature, cools down and will form the clouds. So this process is known as condensation. When the water vapor condenses to form the clouds or the water droplets known as condensation process. When the clouds become heavier, the water will precipitate down as a rain. And this water finally will percolate under the surface of earth. So this is what the water cycle. All these steps are involved in the hydrological or water cycle. This is very important cycle. As we know, water it is very important for all the living things to remain alive. Now we will see the movement of the ocean water. The oceanic water moves continuously in different forms. So waves, tides, and currents. These are the three forms by which the oceanic water moves. So let us see these different forms of oceanic water. The first one, waves. A wave, it is nothing but it is the rhythmic movement. It is the movement of water in the upward and downward direction. And this wave carries the energy through matter or space. All waves have the same main parts. When the water moves in upward and downward direction, this will form a series of crest and trough. These ocean waves are caused by wind that blows across the surface of water. Friction between the wind and water transfers energy from the wind to the water. Let us see the characteristics of the wave. The upward and downward direction or movement of water will form a series of crest and trough. So the first part of the wave we will see, that is the crest. Crest, it is the highest point of the wave. Second, trough. Trough, it is the lowest point of the wave. Let us see the wave height. Wave height, it is the vertical distance from crest to trough. And the fourth part of the wave, that is the wavelength. Wavelength, it is the horizontal distance between two successive crests or two successive troughs. Now the second form of the oceanic water, that is the tides. A tide, it is nothing but it is the rise or fall in the water level. So what causes these tides? What is the factor responsible for these tides to occur? The gravitational forces of the moon and sun on the water causes the tides. The moon being nearest has the greatest effect even though the sun is the larger of the two. There are two types of tides, high tides and the low tides. Let us see. Again, these tides can be categorized into two types. The spring tides and the neap tides. So, spring tides, they are observed on the new moon and full moon day. And neap tides, they are observed on the first quarter moon and the third quarter moon day. So these different types of tides are observed because of the position of the sun, moon and earth. On new moon day and full moon day, the position of earth, moon and sun will be along straight line. And as this earth, moon and sun, they are along straight line, the gravitational force exerted by moon and sun will get combined. The sun and moon will exert or will show the combined effect on the earth. And that's why the gravitational pull in this situation will be more. That's why the tides, high tides will be more higher and the low tides will be more low. The spring tides, they are found twice in a month. Let us see the neap tides. Neap tides, they are also found twice in a month. Now, neap tides, these are the tides when the position of the sun and moon, it is at right angle to the earth. As the moon and sun, they are at the right angle with respect to earth, the gravitational pull or force exerted by sun and moon will nullify the effect of each other and will show less effect on earth. That's why these tides are in the way that high tides are not so high and low tides are not so low. Let us see the third type of movement of oceanic water. That is the water current. A current is a continuous flow of water in a given direction. A current is like a river in the ocean. There are two types of water current: warm water current and cold water current. Warm water current means the current which flows from the equatorial region to the polar regions and the surface temperature is more. Cold water currents means when the current flows from the polar regions to the equatorial regions and the surface temperature of water is less. So this is all about the hydrosphere.